Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Had my lunch. Welcome to another edition of Sky Rita Lee. This is an offline video because I have to talk to you again to get the thing across. So I was going over some notes after I ate dinner or lunch. I should say it was a tasty lunch. That's what it will say, tasty lunch. And I came to the conclusion that we have a lot of problems coming down the pipe. Okay, for one, you got all these people that are saying, oh, it's going to be a red wave. You know, you can't predict what God's going to do. I can't predict what God's going to do. I can tell you what God's told me, but you got to listen. And this isn't about what we're doing, what we're not doing. Let me tell you again why it's very hard. Okay, you got all these people saying we're going to overthrow the government, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, because they want to take over the country. Look, no one knows what the Republicans' plan is. Okay, they say all this stuff, they get into office, they don't do anything. Why do they got to trust either party? Literally, I've heard enough BS today to basically shake a monkey out of a tree. And that's the truth. But if you want democracy to be saved, your first thing you got to do is basically look after yourself and your family. All right? Vote. Vote hard. Vote fast. Get your vote in. Whatever you vote, that's your decision. But we don't need to sit here and ram it down everyone's throat going, oh yeah, I'm a Trumper. I prepare Trump. We're going to take over the world. We're going to take over. If these Trumpers are saying they're going to take over the world, maybe Russia should go and bomb the crap out of us just because. Literally, we are not the police of the world. What we need to prep for right now is more important than sitting there being like, we're going to take over the world. We're not the world police. Look, I've said this time and time again. Every country is out for themselves. We are the stupidest country in the damn world. Oh, why is that, Rita? Well, think about it. We import everything from other countries. What do we make? Well, let's see. We might make the occasional bottle of bourbon. We may take up and have bourbon as our whiskey, or Kentucky bourbon or Tennessee sour mash. But that's about it. Is Jack Daniels a bourbon? I ain't gonna Google it. I have no intention of talking about what we make and not make. What I want to say to you all is this. We got till November 17th when all the diesel runs out. And yet you guys, you're sitting there. If there's an election, and you're all like, oh, it's a red wave. President can turn around and say, we have a crisis. We have to do martial law because we don't have enough oil and the country's going to go down the toilet. He could do that. And you guys will just sit there and be like, okay. Look. What I'm saying is, to you all, is prep. Prep like your life depends on it. Oil? Diesel will run out in 25 days. They have no plan. He's releasing 15 million barrels a day. But that would cripple everything. Railroads. Bus lines. Everything. Could even collapse the bank. And yet all these people are saying, well, if you vote Democratic, you're going to have a communist nation. I am for the American people. But if we don't contain this, there might not be an America left if we let these douchebags allow the country to fall apart because they're only thinking about... this could do the trickle-down effect that destroys the entire country. Sorry, ate spicy ramen, so it's still... it opens up your damn nasal passage, I'll tell you that much. But look, without diesel, UPS, FedEx doesn't deliver. Amazon comes to a grinding halt. You'd be like, oh, well, I work at Microsoft, I'm good to go. But public transit goes. Without trucks, they can't deliver the car parts to Pep Boys and AutoZone and Napa or other places. And then what? You sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, it's good. And then what? No, auto parts means you can't get things. No deliveries of companies selling tires. Tires will run out. Eventually, you're going to see the collapse of the economy due to the fact that the American people aren't seeing past their nose. That's the thing. You hear all these preppers. Oh, well, you know, we're going to all die in World War III. Fine, we're going to die in World War III. Get it over. Get it over with then. Otherwise, we're not going to die of World War III. Now, I've talked about the possibilities of a banking collapse. Trust me. It's out there. It's worse than we thought because if trucks don't move and buses don't move and trains don't move due to diesel shortages, people can't go grocery shopping. People will start panic buying. The army will come out and declare, president will declare martial law. The military will come out, take care of everything. But there won't be any problems because there'll be food. And once they get martial law, that's it. While every one of you guys is sitting there going, oh, well, you know, we're going to overthrow the government because we can't stand the Democrats are pieces of crap. And yet, they can crush you like an egg. All they got to do is like, oh, look, we're not going to, people aren't going to post about it. They might delete YouTube vids. They might do this. They might do that. What happens? All of a sudden, government owns YouTube. Government wants to sit there. The government's using you, the YouTubers. I don't care if I'm on YouTube. Using these preppers going, oh, look at that guy. He's Canadian. Okay, we know he's a crackpot. Oh, look at that guy. Southern Boot Man. We're going to put him in a database. Might be trouble. This guy, oh, hi, guys. You know, we got a communist, blah, blah, blah. They're going to put him in a database. Me? I live in the bunker. I tell you guys the truth. Martial law could be coming. I mean, think of it. No food, no buses, no trains, no trams, no trucks, nothing. How many people are going to be arming up in revolt if they can't fill the pickup truck up? How many farmers are going to go revolt when they can't fill the tractors up? Farmers already killed off all their cattle. All their cattle. Most of their cattle they killed because they can't feed them. We're going to have a food shortage in 2023. And not. Now you got people going, oh, well, you're such a crackpot. Look around. You're a crackpot. Really? I'm a crackpot? You know what? I'm not a crackpot because think of it. If they allow the diesel to run out and they don't fix any problems with it. I mean, look, they took 1 million barrels of oil and diverted it to New York from Europe. Wow. New York gets it. Wow, that's great. New York gets all that. What about the rest of the states, huh? The rest of the states go down the toilet. Think about it. New York gets it. The other 49 states of the Union don't get jack. New York must be the most. Oh, I forgot. The majority leader. Never mind. I was going to say something that would be too stupid. The majority leaders from New York, same ones. Oh, yeah, look at me. Oh, yeah. Guys like me. They're going to vote Democratic. Yeah, oh, yeah, because I'm so cute. We're going down the toilet fast and fast. And yet, no one's talking about the oil problem. Chloe's always making threats about this or that or the other. And yet, you know, and yet she's losing her mind. But at the same time, look what I got to deal with. You preppers are more interested in listening to some bearded hobo or some bearded old man or some dirtbag telling you that we're all going to die. Well, not looking at the bigger picture. No oil means food panic. No food means more panic. meaning revolt, meaning picketing, meaning National Guard comes out, martial law. Meanwhile, no one listened to me. When it does happen, they might just pat me on. Maybe the government will give me a nice chunk of money and be like, thanks, you warned them, but these idiots didn't listen. I mean, look. Thing is you know there's martial law. You can't just open fire on the government because, oh, well, we're gonna declare it's gonna be. I heard so many people say it's gonna be a red wave, okay? I don't care. What I care for is this. Whatever God tells me goes. But right now, I can't think except for the fact if we run out of diesel fuel in 25 days, planes aren't going to be moving. Amtrak's not moving. Trucks aren't going to move. Gas will be there. But they didn't think about this. The government had a plan. Shut down the diesel industry. You guys could drive around in your little cars, but, I mean, literally. They're going to be, I watched some people sit there and they're complaining about, oh, well, we're going under a new world order. No, we're not. The problem is you got to look at it from a point of view that opens your minds up. You see, currently, we have to worry about food shortages. We're going to die if we don't eat. And yet, they shut off and stop the trucks and trains moving because there's no diesel fuel Greyhound. People will be stuck where they're at. Army will be moving into places. You're going to see people revolting at food banks, grocery stores, war breaking out at the grocery stores over the last box of macaroni. You're going to basically be anyways, last box of macaroni. Sorry, I had a little brain fart for the last box of macaroni. What you have to do is remember that if this happens and people start rioting in the streets, the preppers will be fine. It's the non-preppers that are going to be doing the damage, and the martial law will happen because of it. The government may or may not go raid everyone's houses for food to share. The government might just go to everyone's house and say, under the law, blah, blah, we're taking your food here. You can have this. I mean, literally, they could kick down Beard Man and be like, we're taking your food or else over my dead body. All right. I mean, literally. I mean, this could happen, but that's where the weapons come in for self-defense. But at the same time, we're not there yet. What we're talking about is the possibility of the entire banking collapse. And, oh, Rita, how's the bank collapse? Simple. If they can't move their wares from the factories by train or truck to the distribution centers, the distribution center sends it to the main headquarter website, whatever, the warehouse that sends it to the local distribution warehouse for that store in the state it's at, then what happens? No one buys in it. Stock markets go. What is people buying? Gasoline? Think about it. No money for food. That means, oh, well, we could still buy other things. If you're a waitress, how are you gonna make food if the trucks won't deliver the food? What if you're working McDumpers, burger snot, dairy crap, and all of a sudden there's no food to fill up? People would probably wait for the food to be getting in so they could go, food will be the hardest commodity and everyone want it. No trucks moving? No jobs. Let's see. Hospitality industry. How many people are going to be traveling across country with no fuel or diesel fuel to go to a business meeting and stay in a hotel? None. Nada. Zip, zap, zilt. And then So, then, without that, martial law. Bank collapses, Second Great Depression, martial law. And if they do martial law, the government will beat down every stinking person with a gun. Take it away and say you're too immature to have the gun because you want to go kill Joe Blow's son because Joe Blow and Joe Blow's sons got food. Literally. I mean, literally look at the big picture. The military is going to get involved, I bet, somehow. First, it's going to either be people are going to panic and cause a lot of rebellion because there's no food. Army's they're going to declare martial law. That's it. End of story. I love this country. But I don't like all the frickin' douchebags on this country telling us what we can and can't do. Oh, well, you know, it's going to be a red wave. Fine, it's going to be a red wave. Now, would you just move along? Because a red wave is not the most important thing right now. Think of what is. 25 days of diesel left. That means everyone's medications won't be coming in by truck. Every package you order from FedEx won't be coming in. UPS not coming in. Then what? You gonna sit there and live high off the hog being like... I mean, look, all you people on YouTube, let me tell you a story. Okay? You sit there and you're like, so anyways, I got this 500 shot rifle. If anyone tries to mess with me, I'll drop them. Government knows where you are. The government sees you on YouTube. They're like, oh, look, Bob, this is the first person we're going to get their guns and their food. You post YouTube. Oh, you got to prep for prepping. People say if you're going to be a prepper, you better keep your food supplies hidden and not talk about it, not even on YouTube. Think about it. Oh, you be... Spicy noodles are still... So, they know who you are. You think you're protected because of it? No. I talk all about my prepping supplies. But guess what? Some of these preppers are like 500,000 rounds of ammo. Government knows where you are. If they're running short of ammo, they're going to first go to you, dude. You don't think that Prism isn't owned to control people and to analyze everything they're doing. Think about it. While you're making a living on YouTube, cashing in on all these preppers who are saying, way to go, homie. Thanks, homie. Dude, thanks, homie. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta see. Think about it. Yeah, why am I not recognized? I'll tell you why. Because I'm not white, male, and privileged. But I speak the frickin' truth. And the truth hurts. If there is a fuel shortage, think about it. What happens? Everything comes to a grinding halt. School buses. No one's eating. No one's eating. No one's moving. Boats aren't moving. I live on an island. Ferries, aka boats, not moving. Ambulance won't move. Fire trucks won't move. They'll ration your diesel. They'll tell my cousin, we're sorry, sir, your diesel truck's got to be parked there. You got a second car. Oh, you do good. Oh, great. We're going to basically go around. He might just basically sit there if he's armed. I don't know if he is. He might just go and be like, fuck you. I mean, if he was armed. I don't know if he's armed. He doesn't talk to me. But guess what? Truth is, government can put down anyone. Thing is, you want to play it safe. You don't sit there and basically sit here and say, oh yeah, we're just going to be a civil war day after. Saying there's a civil war the day after on after the election. The FBI's got your name. They're waiting for you to frickin' fuck up so they can come and pound on you. Literally, you just got to sit there and basically be like, whatever happens, happens. But no. You pecker woods with the guns think that you're all high and mighty with guns. You're not high and mighty of anything. If it's anything, you believe more in guns than anything else in this world. I believe in democracy, and God will give us the right outcome without us basically spewing the crap that... I mean, literally, what happens if the fuel runs out? And they say, we're going to ration the citizens of the fuel. No driving your diesel trucks. And if there's no crops to plant because it's wintertime, the farmers will be sitting there with no crops to plant. That saves them. See, you know why they did the diesel problem now? I'll tell you why they ran out of the diesel problem 25 days before the 8 days after the election. Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. 9 days after the election. I'll tell you. Because they know the farmers aren't going to be pretty much planting in November, so think about it. Farmers planting. The farmers are planting. Yeah, they're not. So they can sit there and say, we have them now. Then what? No diesel for you, huh? Military doesn't work. They got tri-fueled engines, which run diesel, kerosene, and gasoline. They can just flip their filters, do a little modification, and drive it on gas. What about you? You could sit there and be like, oh. You see, everything comes to a grinding halt. And if they can't fill the reserves up fast enough or don't want to fill the reserves up, they can allow people start to panic. And then when panic because there's no food, then they can declare martial law. Say the elections are over, right? Republicans win. There's no diesel. He could just turn around and say, oh, there's too many people rioting. Martial law. Then what are you going to do, huh? Army comes in, tells you where you shit, where you piss, where you can walk, where you can talk, anything. I mean, I'm not one of these that's going to bend over backwards and say, see, I told you so, but unless we get the fuel problem fixed, I don't see how they can come up with a miracle in 25 days. And if this happens, you've just seen the great banking reset done by a diesel fuel problem, because 2/3 of our fuel is used for, or 2/3 of our food is shipped out by train, 1/3 by truck. But if trucks aren't moving, that means Amazon goes bye-bye. Everyone goes bye-bye. Think about it. The government can turn around and put us back on the gold standard, taking everyone's gold, could do this, could do that. This is why I keep telling you to prep. And prep till November 17th. Yeah. Because I'm tired of telling you guys to keep prepping. You don't prep, then you're the one in trouble. Not me. Even Chloe's realizing, doing research in her room, that this is worse than she thought. She's like one of these lazy ones saying, oh, I'm so worried about the Republican Party. Don't worry about it. Now she knows that this could be worse. Alright, what's this now? Ugh. So, what's that tell you, peeps? My support update. So apparently, Instagram doesn't care if you show your penis or your tip of your penis on Instagram. Apparently, it doesn't get blocked or banned. transgender woman was doing this, trying to be sexy. So anyway, she's he, she, it, whatever. You know, I don't support him. So basically, the bottom line is, I'd like to get moving, but I do want to say to you all that think about it. Martial law happens, that's it. If the fuel problem happens, that's it. There could be martial law coming down the pipe, or it could be the great banking crash. And that means if there's a crash because of no oil, that can reset the entire global currency, including maybe the yuan, the Chinese currency being the reserve currency. Think about it. I want you to think about it. Yeah. So there you have it. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe buttons, hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, cats, bunnies, service dogs, service bunnies. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and please leave the comments nice. All we ask. Thank you. God bless you in everything you do.